What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cara's Cucina. I'm Cara Falco. Today we are getting into the holiday spirit. We're going to be making a fruit roasted chicken that can translate to turkey or pork for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I got you covered. What I love about this preparation is its simplicity. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do this with a 5-pound chicken. You can then scale the recipe up to, a 15 or a 20-pound turkey if you have it. You can translate it out to a pork roast as well if you wanted to use it like that. So it's just a really easy, translatable recipe that you can apply to all of your holiday dinners. So with our chicken, the first thing I want to mention, because I feel like this is the #1 mistake I hear about when it comes to preparing poultry, is you do have to get in there and get that little baggie out with all the giblets. Now, don't throw this out. This is important. This makes good gravy. So you're going to want to throw it into your baggie, zip baggie of frozen raw pieces of chicken that you're going to save. Roast these down the road, put them in a pot with boiling water and some spices, and make yourself a really delicious stock. I promise you, if you're sick or you're a soup maker, this stuff is pure gold. Okay, once you've got your giblets taken care of, let's talk a little bit about ingredients. So all we're gonna need for every 5 pounds of meat that you have, be it chicken, turkey, pork, you are gonna use 1 Granny Smith apple and about 15 green grapes, okay? We've also got a couple of sage leaves. We don't need nearly this many, but I just pulled them out of the garden. And a few strips of bacon. You need enough bacon that's gonna cover the breast of the chicken or the turkey, again, whatever you're using. If you're using a pork roast, you just wanna kind of go all the way around the thing. So we are going to cut our apple into 6 and get this under and in our bird. And you can leave the seeds in this. Certainly you can eat it once it's roasted, but you don't have to go too crazy. Leave the skin on, seeds in. So again, just thirds from here. So Granny Smith's, a lot of people know that super tart apple, but it's gonna go really well with the fattiness from the chicken, that nice briny flavor, and the sweetness of the grapes. So again, get this over here. We're gonna put a couple underneath the chicken to kind of help lift it up. It's gonna help it cook. And let it just kind of sit on top of those, okay? And then everything else is gonna go into the cavity of the bird. So again, turkey, chicken, doesn't matter, just get it all in there. Now normally, you would want to, kind of salt the inside and everything like that. You can do that, certainly, but again, this recipe, all about simplicity. So we're not going to go too bananas. We're certainly going to salt everything, but we're not going to worry about salting inside, outside, all around. We're going to take a couple sage leaves again. So on a 5-pound chicken, I'm going to use about like 3 per side. We're just going to get these tucked in to the wings. We're going to make sure our wings are underneath the bird. And the reason you want to tuck the wings under is this little bony tip of the wing. If it's hanging out, it'll burn as it's cooking. So that's why we're gonna just kind of get the sage in there, get the wings underneath. Okay. We've got our bird stuffed with fruit, sage tucked under the wings, wing tips tucked under. I know it smells good because the dog is right here waiting for me to drop something. And now we're gonna salt it up. So be generous with your salt. This is one of those things that I think people, they kind of, their eyes get real wide when they watch videos or chefs do this. There's a reason. This salt has to permeate through the skin, the meat, down into the bone so that it really flavors everything. So you can, again, be generous here. Unless, of course, you're doing a low salt diet, then obviously you gotta watch yourself, but I'm not too worried. And again, because we didn't do all around, we didn't do the inside, so I'm just really salting the top. We're also gonna add some black pepper. Pepper, always optional flavor. Salt, not so much. We are going to now cover everything in olive oil. So again, this is the other part that I love about this preparation. Normally I would use butter. Butter is delicious, of course, and you can if you want to. But again, just for the sake of simplicity, we're just gonna get everything coated in olive oil instead. And then finally, what I feel like is the piece de resistance here is, of course, this bacon. that's gonna go right over our chicken breast. So again, kind of helps protect this part from burning. It's also obviously going to add a ton of flavor to the dish on the whole. So we just want to kind of layer them in there across the top like that. We are going to tie the chicken legs together with some kitchen twine. So this is going to help keep what's inside on the inside. It's also going to help the bird cook more evenly, everything close together. And then we want a little bit of liquid in the base of the pan, so we're just going to add in some white wine. You can use about a cup of white wine in here. And again, if you have some juices in the package of the chicken, don't be afraid to put that in there too. So it's all gonna cook, it's all gonna go well together. So, poultry, 20 minutes per pound at 350, but what I like to do is start it at 400. So my oven's preheated at 400. Those first 30 minutes I do real high like that. So again, that skin gets that nice deep color to it. That's what I like. Some people look at that and they feel like it's burnt, it might look dry. So again, it's up to you, but that's how I like to start it. So for the first 30 minutes, I'll do it at 400, then I'll drop the temp to 350 and finish cooking it. Again, it's a 5-pound chicken, so it's gonna take about an hour and a half to cook through. So we'll get this in the oven. Okay, once your chicken, turkey, pork, again, whatever it is that you're going to be applying this to, cooks most of the way through, you want to have about 15 minutes left. We are gonna pull it out, we're gonna take that bacon off, but this just goes right back into the pan because we do still want it to continue to flavor all those juices in there. Look at that, oh my gosh, this looks so good. It smells amazing. Okay, this is gonna go back in the oven for another 15 minutes to cook through. Okay, our chicken is done, it's cooked, it's ready to roll, so we're just gonna take off that kitchen twine. You can absolutely carve and slice this chicken. I prefer to just cut it into pieces using kitchen shears, so we'll get these wings first. It's not pretty. I'm not good at it. And then everything can just go right back into that pan with all those pan juices, the bacon, the apple, the grapes. It's all right there. It's delicious. All right, guys, serve your chicken, turkey, pork, whatever it is you decided to put this application on with your favorite Thanksgiving or Christmas side dishes. I've got all kinds of great recipe ideas at caradefalco.com, including this one. That's where you will find the written recipe. You can follow me Facebook and Instagram at Cara DeFalco. Again, if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so you know when the next delicious recipe is up. I will see you guys next time. Buon appetito.